Ever wonder why some people can't wait to jump into a crowded party, while others would rather stay at home with a book? For a long time, people just call this personality, but there's a whole science behind it. Your brain runs on a different setting, and it depends whether you are introvert or an extrovert. So, what does introvert and extrovert even mean? First, let's just clear this. Introvert doesn't mean shy, and extrovert doesn't mean confident. The real difference is about energy. Extroverts feel more energized after being around people, whereas introverts feel drained by too much people time and they recharge by being alone. It's not about liking or disliking people. It's about where your brain gets its energy from. And this isn't rare. Depending on a study, about 50% of all the people are introverts. So let's break the myth of a personality from actual science. There are three things that are important. One, the brain chemicals. Two, brain regions. Three, the arousal theory. Let's discuss the dopamine difference. A lot of this comes down to a brain chemical called dopamine. We know it is a feel good chemical. It makes things exciting or rewarding. Extrovert brains seem to react more strongly to dopamine. In a study, scientists gave people either a drug that boosts dopamine or fake pill. Then they watched how people reacted to things happening around them in the room. The people who get the biggest excitement boost were the extroverts. Another study looked at people while they gambled and tracked the activity in two important brain regions, the amygdala, which is tied to emotions, and the nucleic accumbens, which is a major hub for dopamine and reward. Extroverts lit up more strongly in both regions when there was a chance to win. In other words, an extrovert's brain treats novelty, risk, and social buzz like a dopamine jackpot. That's the part of why they are drawn to parties, new people, and new experiences. Their brain rewards them more intensely for it. This doesn't mean introverts don't have dopamine. Their brain just don't react as strongly to it. So they don't get that same rush from outside stimulation. Instead, they find their pleasure in calmer things like reading, thinking, or working on something on their own. And here comes the another chemical, the acetylcholine. Introverts preferably use acetylcholine, which also makes people feel good like dopamine, but only when they are calm. Acetylcholine is linked to parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest mode. Instead of preparing you for action, it helps you slow down and recover. Your heart rate drops, muscles relax, digestion improves, and your body conserves energy. This creates a calm, low stimulation state that encourages reflection and deep thinking, which explain why many introverts often prefer quiet environment and solitude. 2. What the brain scans show. Brain scans back this up in a different way. Researchers using a PET scan to track blood flow in the brain found that the introverts show more activity in frontal lobes and areas that are tied to internal thoughts, memory, and planning. Extroverts, on the other hand, showed more activity in regions tied to sensory processing, that are areas that handle sight, sound, and touch and respond to what's happening around them. So basically, introverts' brain are busy processing internally thoughts, memory, forward planning, and extrovert brains are busy processing externally what's happening in the room. There's also research on a gray matter, the brain tissue which is responsible for processing information. Some studies have found introverts tend to have thicker gray matter in frontal lobes, the areas that are tied to abstract thinking and decision making, while these tissues tend to be thinner in extroverts. Thicker processing tissues in that region may help explain why introverts are often described as deep thinkers. Now, here's the piece that ties it all together, and it comes from a classic data in personality psychology baseline brain arousal. The theory goes like this: introverts naturally walk around with a higher level of internal brain arousal even when nothing exciting is happening. Extroverts naturally sit at a lower baseline. Because of that difference, the two groups need very same different amount of outside stimulation to feel comfortable. Because of that, the two groups need different amounts of stimulation to feel good. An extrovert starts from a quieter baseline, so they need extra input, noise, people, new experiences to feel switched on and alert. That's why parties and busy places feel exciting to them instead of overwhelming. An introvert already runs hotter inside. Add a loud party or a room full of strangers.
They can hit overload fast. Going somewhere quiet isn't them being antisocial, it's their brain way of turning the volume back down to something comfortable. This also explains why introverts tend to focus for longer stretches. Their brain work well without a lot of outside distraction pulling at them. So they can stay locked into one thing much longer than someone else whose brain is constantly scanning the room for next exciting thing. So, are you stuck this way? Good news is, introverts and extroverts are not two separate boxes. Everyone falls somewhere on a scale, and most people are actually a mix of both, sometimes called an ambivert. Studies also show that when introverts act more outgoing for a short while, many say they feel just as good in the moment as natural extroverts do. So your basic wiring leans a certain way, but you are not locked into one mode all the time. And neither type is better. Extroverts tend to be great at working with others, making quick decisions, and bringing energy. Introverts tend to bring deep focus, careful thinking, and independence. Some research even suggests introverts are less likely to follow the crowd since they trust their own judgment more than outside pressure. So, next time someone says they need a quiet night to recharge, or someone else says sitting at home sounds boring, remember that's not just a preference, there's two different brain systems running on two different things, both doing exactly what they were built to do.